I'd have to say the guys on either side of me in the dressing room, in Dennis Lilly, Rod Marsh, Terry Alderman, Kim Hughes around me, with a couple of fighters in Brucey Led and Jeff Marsh, were probably the core of the group that I played a lot of my time with. So, you know, a lot of cricket skill there, and I just soaked up as much information as I could, and so that's probably one of the reasons why I'm still here today in the game, that had such a terrific foundation with those players around me. I'm a physical education teacher by trade, and so, you know, being a teacher, I think, is like being a coach, is like being a parent, and a lot of those requirements of the tasks there are ones that I seem to have with the people that moulded me from a playing point of view. And I also had great coaching support in Darryl Foster, one of the great coaches of Australian cricket, Ken Muleman, another coach of some repute, was around my environment, and so I grew to think that I, you know, had knowledge to share on the game, and I like to work with young people. So, you know, that's the pathway that I've been travelling for a long time now. Yeah, I think I was a replacement player, as they call it these days. A couple of players pulled out at the last minute, and I got a late night phone call from a Bruce Francis in London in my first year over in English cricket, and the invitation was to join that party, which when you looked at the numbers, you know, it was a no-brainer to say yes to. So there was also an opportunity where prior to that I hadn't been selected for Australia, and so that was my opportunity to play at what I considered to be the next level, and to play against a South African side led by Clive Rice with a number of wonderful players in it, provided awesome opposition to us, was a real growing experience for me as a player. Look, you know, it's been important that I've had family support for 24 years now from my wife and then 3 children, in terms of, you know, the time away from the game, but they've grown up in the game and with the game and met some wonderful people around it, and I've got 2 young physios out of that. Physios are great people, and both my children were often looked after by the team physio, so you know, they've gone down that path, and you know, family, whether you're a coach or you're a player, are really important parts of the enjoyment part of the game, because there are ups and downs involved in this game, and how we all and you all manage that as a unit is really important. I think it's Dennis Lilly called me Thief, which was, it used to be Rover, chasing the ball around the field, you know, a dog chasing a stick, and, you know, in those days, Western Australia, Dennis Lilly bowling, most of the fielders were behind the wicket in a catching position, and I seemed to be the only one stationed in front of the wicket, so I had the duty of chasing both sides of the wicket for any ball, and so it was Rover initially, but he thought that was a bit too masculine for me, and he threw Fifi in there as the next best nickname.
Well, it's great to hear that story. It's great to chat to you, and welcome aboard.
Thanks very much. Good to be here.